Coming up on UCentral, tensions rise as the chance of a government shutdown increases.
We'll have the latest from Capitol Hill. Plus, Oklahoma's newest cash crop is being a popular target for thieves. What local store owners are doing about it.
And it has felt great outside for the past few days. I'll let you know when all that will change. Coming up, UCentral News starts right now.
Hello and welcome to this edition of UCentral News. I'm Anthony Mellendorf.
And I'm Bailey Holland.
We begin today with an update of a robbery at an Edmond dispensary that happened last Thursday.
UCentral's Hannah Baker has updates of the event leading up to the robbery. Hannah?
Yes, you might have already seen about the news of the dispensary burglary that happened on Halloween morning on our Facebook page. That same night, there was another attempted burglary, except those were not as successful. And the precautions this store took may have saved them thousands.
Last week, a pair of thieves targeted Edmond dispensaries in a string of attempted burglaries, successfully getting away with about $6,000 in stolen goods from one store. The Peak Dispensary and the Cannabis Refinery Dispensary were the targets of these two possible suspects that have yet to be identified or arrested.
We believe they are probably connected. We're not completely sure, but because of the time and the proximity, it could be the same two guys.
But why was one store left unturned in these attempts? The owner and founder of The Peak, the store that wasn't burglarized, has had to deal with this issue before back in January. But since then, they have changed their security efforts.
Doubled down on security. We had some 13mm bullet-resistant and shatterproof film installed on our glasses. We upgraded our security systems and cameras and everything else. So this time around, on Halloween night at 3 a.m., whenever they tried, they weren't able to even penetrate through the glass, and our entire lobby was completely safe.
Two men outside with a hammer attempting to break through the front door. They were not successful, so they left.
Wyatt says he has noticed a pattern in burglaries of dispensaries, so they wanted to be prepared.
The reason that we upgraded our systems so dramatically from where we were to where we are now was because of that first incident, and also because we had started to see a number of increased burglaries across the state.
And according to the Oklahoma Watch, there is about 1,500 approved licenses to open dispensaries in Oklahoma and over 3,000 growers of the products. So is this new cash crop for Oklahoma causing a liability for store owners?
And they are still looking for these two suspects. If you have any information of who might have done this or the information of these crimes, you can contact Edmond detectives at the number on the screen listed below. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Hannah. And UCO has been ranked in the top 10 of best colleges for veterans in the country. The Military Times announced UCO as number 9 out of 134 four-year colleges. The survey was conducted at hundreds of colleges across the country, then combined with federal data to rank universities' culture, academic quality and outcomes, student support, and costs and financial aid. This is the 5th consecutive year UCO has been recognized for its dedication to its 569 military and veterans students. The UCO Veterans Higher Education Resources and Opportunity Center helps students with their academic, financial, physical, and social needs.
And how safe is your city? This week, a new list was put out ranking the safest cities in Oklahoma. Security Baron, a security review and news site, use FBI rankings of crime rates comparing data like murder, thefts, and arson. Piedmont was ranked the #1 safest city in the state. Meanwhile, Edmond came in 7th, and other notable cities were Guthrie, ranked 34, and Oklahoma City, ranked 58. And ranked in 75th was Podo. To see where your city lies, you can visit securitybaron.com/safe cities.
And while Oklahoma City voters have the Maps 4 special election coming up, Oklahoma City officials are organizing a forum tonight to inform residents about the program projected to raise $978 million over 8 years. The forum takes place from 6 to 7:30 p.m. at the Greater Mount Olive Baptist Church in Oklahoma City. 6 of the 16 projects will be discussed, including parks, youth centers, mental health and addiction, homelessness, and transit. Maps 4 requires approval from Oklahoma City voters during the December 10th special election with only a one-item ballot. The deadline is November 15th for new voter registration.
And Oklahoma is making headlines as having the largest single-day mass commutation in U.S. history. More than 450 inmates are walking away free from prisons across the state. Though this was the result of an effort from state lawmakers, it is also part of Governor Kevin Stitt's priority to reduce our state's high incarceration rate. The majority of inmates who were released were booked for charges of low-level property damage and simple possession of drug crimes. It's estimated the state will save nearly $11.9 million by releasing inmates for drug-related offenses.
And an Oklahoma City police officer accused of killing a suicidal man has been found guilty of second-degree murder. Sergeant Keith Sweeney was recommended a 10-year prison sentence by a jury on Monday, and right now we are awaiting for the judge to decide a date to formally pass his sentence. We will keep you updated as this story develops. And Bailey, it was pretty nice outside today, especially compared to last week.
Right, last week was bad, and I heard we're supposed to get some rain this week.
That's right, Bailey, and I believe Micah can tell us more about that right now. Micah.
Guys, we do have some rain coming in later on through the forecast, but I will get to that later. Let's focus on right now. Right now it is feeling nice. It is 65 degrees. It's sunny. As I was walking to class, I've seen some trees turning red and yellow, so that means fall is here. So it's feeling nice. We see the wind is blowing slightly. It's just a beautiful day, so if you haven't got a chance to go outside, you might want to do it today or tomorrow because weather will be changing. As we look at right now across the state, we see 60s all around the state with the exception of Eden and Woodward. Eden is at 47 right now. They're feeling pretty chilly, but the rest of the state is feeling nice. Coming up in a bit, I will let you know when our next cold front will hit and the rain chance for that, as well as when lows will be freezing and when we see that fall weather returning to us. For now, back to you all at the desk.
Thank you so much, Micah. As lawmakers are moving towards another stopgap spending bill, President Trump is refusing to rule out a government shutdown by not signing a spending measure weeks from the deadline. The current resolution will only fund agencies through November 21st, and lawmakers are showing bipartisan support for a bill to avoid a shutdown. However, Trump has repeatedly threatened to do just that as previous deadlines approached. It was only last year when Trump followed through on that threat, leading to the longest government shutdown in U.S. history.
And today, 4 states are testing voter alignment in the middle of impeachment proceedings. Kentucky, Mississippi, New Jersey, and Virginia are having gubernatorial and legislative elections, which won't necessarily predict Trump's re-election or party control in Congress. The election might reveal clues about how 2020 voters are reacting to the impeachment inquiry as it heads into the presidential year. Trump held a rally in Mississippi and spoke in Kentucky on Monday, endorsing Governor Matt Bevin in Kentucky and boosting the voter turnout for the 2 Republican candidates.
And Oklahoma DUI laws have recently changed, but how will it affect drivers? Senate Bill 712 has made the biggest changes to Oklahoma's DUI regulations in decades. UCentral's Michaela Nowitzki has the details.
Senate Bill 712 is giving drivers a new option to keep their driver's license after being arrested for a DUI. Instead of an appeal, drivers can choose to enroll in the Impaired Driver Accountability Program. In this program, drivers can keep full driving privileges, but will have to place an alcohol interlock device inside their vehicle. This device will work like a breathalyzer and must be activated before the vehicle is started and periodically between use. However, being a part of this program will not stop drunk drivers from being arrested by a police officer.
So the legal limit in Oklahoma is .08, and if they're over that, then we will still arrest them no matter what, and that is not changing, and it has not changed.
The offender must be approved by the court to take part in the program. If they are approved, the program would cost them around $200, which is a much cheaper penalty than what impaired drivers were up against before this bill. That being said, law enforcement hopes that installing the interlock device will create a positive impact.
I think it just helps people that probably have a problem with alcoholism, anybody that's going to get out there on the road and endanger themselves or someone else. It's going to keep them, hopefully, from getting out there and driving around.
Any drivers who choose not to enroll in the Impaired Driver Accountability Program will have their full driving privileges revoked for 180 days for the first offense. But drivers may still request a modification of their revoked driver's license from the court under the old law. In Edmond, Michaela Nowitzki, UCentral News.
Thanks, Michaela. And if you or someone you know is looking to enroll in the Impaired Driver Accountability Program, you must submit your request to the Department of Public Safety within 30 days of the initial DUI charge.
And hundreds turned out for the Day of the Dead celebration at the Plaza District this weekend. UCentral's Selena Luna has more on the festivities.
The theme of this holiday is death, but it's made of much more than that. The Day of the Dead is a Mexican holiday to celebrate and welcome back the souls of deceased loved ones. Hundreds gathered in the Plaza District and celebrated with dancing, singing, and spending time with friends and family. With the Day of the Dead being significant in Mexico, one celebrator in particular told me why it was her favorite holiday.
I get to celebrate my culture as well as celebrate my aunt that passed away about 5 years ago. And she just meant the world to me, so it's a time that I can embrace her, embrace my culture, and just embrace this beautiful day.
Dia de los Muertos is celebrated for 3 days, and although the holiday is over, the celebration and memory of our loved ones who have passed remains alive forever. In the Plaza District, I'm Selena Luna, UCentral News.
The event received a huge turnout and great weather unlike this week. And when we come back, Michael will tell us the timeline for those storms coming up.
All of that and much more after the break.
Sometimes the things we do or say can make others feel hurt, excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world?
You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out?
Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Hi, welcome back, Broncos. Let's take a look at your temperatures right now. Right now it is sunny. It is feeling beautiful. It's 65 degrees. It's not too cold, not too hot. It's the perfect weather. This is fall. We have those red leaves falling, and it just feels amazing. We have the winds blowing out of the east at 6 miles per hour. If you have not had a chance to go outside, you want to do it today and maybe tomorrow, because Thursday we have a chance of rain coming through. As we look at tonight, you can expect some rain actually moving in tonight. As we go into later, it will feel like 50 degrees. We have a chance for some light showers. It's about a 30% chance. Not going to affect your day too much, but you do want to bring a jacket. If you're going out at like 8 p.m., you will need that. But until then, I would try to enjoy the time outside. Across the state, we see temperatures in the 40s and 50s, except for Guyman. They're at 34. That's pretty cold. The rest of us are feeling pretty comfortable tonight with the 50s again. We have Eden at 47, Tulsa at 52. So tonight it will be a good night just to relax, sleep, and we will again have those chance for those light showers, but nothing too major. As we go into tomorrow, you'll be waking up at 8 a.m. You'll see some clouds. We have about a 20% chance of rain. It will be 54 degrees. You do want to grab a jacket as you leave out for tomorrow. And then as lunchtime will be a 50% chance of rain. Then we'll go into the 60s. We have those light winds, feeling pretty nice. And then around 4:30 newscast time, we have a 70% chance of rain, and we will have some scattered thunderstorms with that. But again, it will be in the 60s, so it will feel nice, but we will have those storms with us to worry about. And then tomorrow across the state, we see Oklahoma City 65. We see Guyman up there at 68, and then the rest of the state in the 60s, feeling nice all around. But again, we do have those rain chances that I'm talking about. So tomorrow, we do have about a 20% chance from Guyman to Woodward, and then we have in Clinton a 50% chance, and then the rest of the state we have 80s and 90s. So Oklahoma City expects some rain tomorrow. Again, bring your rain jacket because you do not want to be caught out in this warm rain. Not a good feeling. And then Friday we also have the rain chance continuing with us. We have 20s from Guyman all the way to Eden. And then Oklahoma City got a 50% chance of that rain hitting you. And then as we go into southeastern Oklahoma, we have Lawton at an 80% chance and McAllister at a 100% chance of rain. So for the next 2 days, you will need your umbrella, but it will feel nice. But as we go into Thursday, that's when we get that cold front coming through, which will make temperatures a lot chillier. But I'll have that coming up in your 7 day. For now, back to you all at the desk.
Thanks, Micah. And coming up next, a college student crosses state border lines for donuts.
And when we come back, Brooke will tell us what she's talking about and why he's making that trek for treats.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
You can achieve a lot using your imagination. I mean, I don't like to brag, but... Wait, who's that? And why is she all over these achievement awards? But with STEM, the sky's the limit. Shaboom! Use STEM to envision... Okay, I'm seeing it. Yeah! Invent...
Got any ideas?
I've got a few, actually. And create a better world.
Told you she's super smart.
If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at She Can STEM.
In the land of wonder and awe, you won't believe you see what you saw. Where there's something to do for young and for old, where stories are written and then they're retold. Visit travelok.com today. Come see for yourself and come out to play.
Welcome back to UCentral News. I'm Brooke Dykes here for your social media update. Let's take a look and see what's trending and happening on social media. Those of you with a sweet tooth will be excited to know that today is National Donut Day, and the hashtag National Donut Day is trending on Twitter. Make sure you stop by your local donut shop to get your fresh donut, and make sure you tag UCentral on social media to show off your sweet treats, and we may give you a shout out. Speaking of donuts, Krispy Kreme has reached an agreement with a Minnesota college student that has been reselling donuts. This student would drive 270 miles to a Krispy Kreme in Iowa each weekend to grab donuts to sell and deliver to people in Minnesota in order to help pay for his college tuition. He sold his boxes for about $20 each. Some customers would spend about $100 each order. Krispy Kreme apparently told the student to shut down all operations after one of their employees saw his post on Facebook. So is it smuggling or entrepreneurship? Let us know what you think in the comments. And Friends of Captain America are heading to the small screen. Disney Plus announced a new series called The Falcon and the Winter Soldier on Monday and said the show is now in production. Back in the summer, Marvel Studios unveiled their Phase release slate at the San Diego Comic-Con. This will be the first of Disney Plus original series hitting the streaming service in 2020. Halloween wasn't over yet for a black cat that raced across the Giants football field in New York. This cat made a surprise appearance in the second quarter of the Giants-Cowboys game. Maybe it was a sign of bad luck for the Giants because shortly after the cat made an appearance, Dallas scored 10 points in a minute to take a 13-12 lead into halftime. The New York Giants Twitter page tweeted, "Halloween isn't over yet." Many were joking on social media that the black cat jinxed the Cowboys' luck in the game. Well, that's all I have for you today. Make sure to follow us on social media so you don't miss out on anything UCentral News. Give us a follow on Twitter at UCentral Media and like us on Facebook at facebook.com/UCentral. Hope you guys have a great day, Broncos, and now back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Brooke.
And next on UCentral, the UCO hockey team paired up with some pups for a good cause.
That's right. We'll have more on that when we come back.
We are Central. Get involved with UCO FCA, the heart and soul of sport.
Where the smallest jobs
Make the biggest impact. Give. Get involved. The Student Alliance for Equality.
Get involved. There are so many opportunities for you to connect with new people here at the University of Central Oklahoma. Find your passion, explore your talent, have a great time, learn all you can. Welcome to the university.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Whomever you want to be, wherever you want to go, UCO's College of Business can help get you there. Our degree programs and dedicated faculty will help you gain the knowledge and skills you need to connect to the future of business.
This has just been an absolutely perfect place. Classes that I took at the College of Business laid the foundation for the skills that I needed to get a role like this. The College of Business will give you the tools and resources you need to get to where you want to go.
Good afternoon, Bronco fans, and thank you for joining us today at UCentral Sports. I'm your host, Bryce McInnes. And today we have a wonderful story from UCentral's Preston Poole about how the UCO hockey team hosted an event for a dog shelter.
The hockey team partnered with Infinity Farms, a nonprofit organization based out of Norman, to host Pucks for Paws Night and to take donations for the pups at Infinity Farms. I got to sit down with UCO's interim head coach, Mike Rivera, and talk a little bit about this partnership with the Infinity Farms.
It's about raising money and awareness for an animal rescue and refuge called Infinity Farms, which what they do is they save mostly permanently dogs from the kill shelters in Oklahoma.
Although Infinity Farms is based out of Norman, they don't actually have a physical location. They rely on foster families and donations to take care of the dogs so that they can find them a forever home.
Fosters are essentially, taking, using their own financial resources to provide these dogs homes in the interim until they are adopted.
The hockey team set up booths to sell hot chocolate and baked goods, along with t-shirts. They also took cash donations, and all proceeds went to help Infinity Farms. If you're interested in donating, they need
supplies, whether it be toys for the dogs, leashes, food, all that stuff is very important.
UCO went on to win the game versus Missouri State, and some would say Pucks for Paws Night was a win on and off the ice. In Edmond, Preston Poole, UCentral News.
And good news, Bronco fans, both UCO basketball teams are tipping off this weekend. The men's and women's teams tip off against Mary on Friday in Alva. The women's game is set to start at 8:30, and the men's is set to start at 2 o'clock before the men take on Oklahoma Christian next Tuesday, and the women's team will host Arkansas Fort Smith next Wednesday. The arrival of new head coach Bob Hoffman to the men's team, as well as the addition of new recruits, has Broncos fans excited for the 2019-2020 campaign. And Hoffman has even higher expectations for his Broncos squad. Well, Bronco fans, thank you for joining us today at UCentral Sports. Be back here with us tomorrow at 4:45 to hear from Logan Long. Bailey and Anthony, back to you.
Thanks, Bryce.
And when we come back, we'll get a last look at weather.
That's right, so stick with us.
Whomever you want to be, wherever you want to go, UCO's College of Business can help get you there. Our degree programs and dedicated faculty will help you gain the knowledge and skills you need to connect to the future of business.
Because of UCO's College of Business, I've been able to be successful in business and in leadership. They take that time for situational things to prepare you and give you the tools, essential needs, and skill sets that's going to set you up for success in the future.
You could be larger than life, bigger than the world, living out the hopes and dreams of every boy and every girl. You could fly higher than the sky, shine brighter than the stars. You can have all you ever wanted.
Larger than life is what we've made Oklahoma City, with a spirit that says, go for it.
You can have all you ever wanted. You know you could.
We are one of the oldest institutions of higher learning in Oklahoma.
We are teaching tomorrow's leaders.
We are champions.
We're the first forensic science program of its kind in the state.
We are making school rock.
We are the leaders on campus today and in our communities tomorrow.
We are reaching new heights in the fine arts.
We are tomorrow's business innovators.
We are learning to prevent illness and promote health in our community.
We are all this and more. We are Central.
Welcome back to UCentral News.
Let's get a last look at weather.
How's it looking, Micah?
Guys, right now it is feeling nice, so you do want to get out before we have some chance of rain coming through at like 7, 8 o'clock. We have about a 30% chance of some light storms, but for Wednesday, we get an 80% chance, so the storm chance does increase here in the city. We have some thunderstorms coming through, and then it lasts until Thursday, and that's when we have a cold front come through, which is going to drop temperatures. You see that 20-degree temperature drop, so it's really going to be cold. And then Monday, 39 degrees, but you see we have temperatures below freezing in the 20s.
Ugh.
Micah, stop doing that to us. We don't like it.
That's way too cold.
It's too cold for me. I don't want to pull up my coat, but we're going to have to.
Right. So if you guys have been watching our newscast the last 2 weeks, you might have noticed that Anthony has not been here.
That's right.
Because him and his wife have been having a baby. They've been having a baby. And the Tuesday, Thursday crew wanted to show our appreciation to you and your little family.
Well, thank you so much.
And we have a gift for you guys.
Oh my gosh, you guys are awesome.
Actually, it was very funny because before this, Anthony was freaking out. He's like, so what's the kicker? I was like, it's Taco Tuesday. We're going to talk about Taco Tuesday.
This is awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You guys are great. Really are. I'm excited to be a father. My child is actually here today. I brought her up here to see everybody, so I hope you guys get a chance to see her.
Absolutely.
Before we get out of
She's
here.
so cute. She's so cute. I just want to squeeze her little toes. She's so precious. You guys made an angel.
I appreciate that so much. I really do. That's awesome. This is amazing. So thank you so much. Well, thank you for tuning into this edition of UCentral News.
Make sure to add us on Twitter at UCentral Media and on Facebook at UCentral.
And have a great night, Edmond.